Hello friends, I am Professor Smita Jha from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, and I am here to discuss research methodology in humanities and social sciences with a special reference to works cited and bibliography. We all know that research is not a random process. Research is a very systematic, authentic documentation where it is very important to cite the work you have taken help from, and also bibliography, that is the suggested reading for further enhancement. So, a works cited page is the last page of your MLA style paper. We generally, the humanities people, follow MLA, Modern Language Association style. It follows a specific format for citation set forth by the Modern Language Association using a unique 9-core element system. The system used by the Modern Language Association is designed to make creating citations for websites and other commonly used humanities research sources simple. It will include the references used to create the essay, dissertation or thesis you have written. The last name and page number header will be at the top along with the title works cited. Unlike the rest of the page that will be aligned on the left, your title will be centered. Now, bibliography. This is a comprehensive list of resources used in a research process, even if not directly quoted or paraphrased in the final paper. It's a broader list of sources that inspired or informed the research. Now, if we talk of works cited, this list is more specific. It only includes sources that were directly cited in the paper using in-text citations, such as parenthetical citations or footnotes. In MLA format, the works cited page is the final list of references. Now, what are the key rules of creating a works cited page? There are unique formatting rules to follow for each type of entry, but generally remember these key rules for the whole pages. First, center the word works cited at the top of the new page. The page should have your last name and the next page number in the header as on all other essay pages. Secondly, double space every line, no additional spacing required. Third, alphabetize entries by author's last name. If author's names are unavailable for an entry, alphabetize by the first letter in the title other than A, N or the. Now, what are the factors to consider when citing sources for information? Whether your choice for your academic paper is a bibliography and works cited, it should be noted that there is a set of criteria that should be taken into consideration when writing your piece. Either MLA or APA format must be used and kept constant throughout the academic paper. Then the sources of information must be listed alphabetically according to the author's surname. The references can be included as a footnote or in parentheses. Create a hanging indent for each individual source you add to the list. A hanging indent is where the second and all the following lines of a paragraph are indented more than the first. To make a hanging indent, highlight your citation and use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+T. A bibliography includes all sources that were consulted during research, regardless of whether they were directly referenced in the paper. In contrast, a works cited page commonly used in MLA style lists only those sources that are cited within the text. Essentially, a works cited page is a specific subset of a bibliography. How to create a bibliography or works cited page in Word? If you need to write a research paper, chances are you will also be required to include a bibliography, or you might be asked to include a works cited page or a list of references. These are all just different names for the same thing. A list of sources such as books, articles, or even websites that you use to research and write your paper. A bibliography makes it easy for someone else to see where you found your information. A short bibliography might look something like this. Step 1. Choose a reference style. When you are creating a bibliography, you will need to follow the guideline of the required style guide. Different academic disciplines use their own style guides such as MLA, APA, and Chicago. Fortunately, Word comes with several built-in style guides. All you need to do is select the one you want to use, and Word will help you format your bibliography correctly. Next, to do this, click the References tab, then select the desired style in the Citations and Bibliography group. Step 2. Add citations and sources. Whenever you use information from one of your sources, you will need to give credit or cite them. This is known as making a citation. You will include citation whenever you use information from a source or when you quote a source directly. To add a citation, select the desired location for the citation in your document. Click the Insert Citation command on the References tab and select Add New Sources. Step 3. Insert the bibliography. Time for the essay part. Once you have added all of your sources, you can create your bibliography in just a few clicks. Just select the bibliography command, then choose the desired style. A bibliography is useful found at the end of a book or published material. It is a list of all the books and articles referred to in the academic piece. Sometimes a bibliography is annotated and contains a summary of each work's contents explaining how it was relevant to the subject of the paper. Now, if we talk of books, how to cite this? Author's last name, author first name, publication year, title, publisher, city, publisher, and page number. Now, how to cite periodicals? Author's last name, author first name, publication year, article title, publication title, volume, issue, page numbers, and then web version of printed material. Now, author, date of internet publication, document title, title of publication, retrieved on, date from, full web address starting with http:// Work cited, however, is a page at the end of an academic paper or dissertation that lists the sources used, whether direct quotes or paraphrased. So, book, as I discussed just now, web version of printed material, author's last name, author first name, publicity, year publication, website title, web, date, access from the internet. Purpose. Both serve to give credit to the sources used and allow readers to easily locate the original works. However, a works cited page provides more focused information as it is a direct reflection of the in-text citation. The politics department has adopted the MLA citation format for in-text or parenthetical citation, in which an abbreviated source citation is placed within the text of the paper in parentheses. The MLA citation style is the method established by the Modern Language Association for documenting sources used in a research paper. It is perhaps the most commonly used form of in-text or parenthetical citations. It is a good idea to read through these instructions before beginning to write your paper. Now, what are the general guidelines? There are two ways that you will include each sources in your research paper using MLA style: a brief in-text parenthetical citation and a detailed reference list, that is bibliography, at the end of your paper. The in-text citation should provide the minimum information required for the reader to find the full citation in your reference list, which is usually titled Works Cited. The bibliography should be alphabetized by author's last name, or, if no author, the first word of the listing. When using in-text citation, always put punctuation after the parenthesis. Cite anonymous reference by title. Abbreviate the names of all months except for May, June and July. At the end of each entry, indicate the medium: print, web, film, radio, CD, LP, etc. Never abbreviate an author's name unless the title page of text cited does so. Double space entries on the reference list. Every author that you cite in your paper needs to be included in your alphabetized bibliography. Every important word in the title should be capitalized. The format should be as follows: last name, first name, title with every important work capitalized, shitty publisher, date, medium, example work cited, botany, canned, taking sustainable, cities seriously, Cambridge, MIT Press, year, print, Harvey David. The condition of postmodernity, like this is the citation example, an inquiry into the original of cultural change, New York, Blackwell, 1989, print, dash, dash, dash. The Urban Experience, Baltimore, Johns Hopkins University Press, 1989, print, dot, dot, dot. A Spaces of Hope, Berkeley, University of California Press, 2000, print, Self, Robot, O. American Babylon, Race and the Struggle for Poster, Oakland, Princeton University Press, 2003, print. Note: if including two or more works by the same author, list in order or publication date. In every listing after the first, the author's name should be replaced by 3 dashes. Books, multiple author in text citation, same as above. If a book has 2 or 3 authors, include all authors' last name. If more than 3 authors, the citation should include only the last name of the first author followed by et al. That means several. 2 or 3 authors cited are important players in efforts to address global climate change, Berkeley and Betzel. Or Berkeley and Betzel argue that cities are important player in efforts to address global climate change. More than 3 authors, Ardent et al., argue that although progress, you have to write like this, is being made, local governments can do more to include conservation into their development plans. Or through progress is being made, local government can do more to include conservation into their development plan, Ardent et al. If referring to an idea or making an argument that is supported by multiple authors, include references to all of the authors in one set of parentheses separated by semicolons. Local governments are coming to be seen as increasingly important sites of environmental policy, Ardent et al., Berkeley and Betzel. Reference list in your bibliography list the full name of the first author, last name first, and then full names of each consecutive author, first name first in the order given in the book and separated by commas as follows: last name, first name, last name, and first name, last name, title, city, publisher, year, medium. Now this is the example. You can write, you can follow like this. This is work cited. You have seen, you know that work cited is written in the middle, the center, and then the last name, and then accordingly the name of the authors, and then the title and the container, and then cities and all other. So see, this is books, multiple editions in text citation, same. Reference list, include the edition number after the title. Do not italicized or underline, like see this Kraft Michel, E. Environmental Policy and Politics, 4th edition, New York, Pearson, 2007, print. If the entry includes an editor, translator, or compiler, list the edition after this Pearson name. Edited volumes or a section of an edited book. In text citation, occasionally you will need to cite an edited book containing chapters by various authors. If citing the overarching idea of the entire book, use the editor's name as you would the names of author. Recent work has challenged intellectual and theoretical separation of the global and the local. Magnuson and Shaw more frequently you will cite a particular essay or chapter in an edited book. In this case, in-text citation is the same as for an authored book, but the reference in your bibliography is different. Luke argues that changes in the economy of the region need to be understood as a response to other extensive changes in commodity production, urban growth, and the quality of life all over the world. Another way to understand the changes in the economy of the region is as a response to author extensive changes in commodity production, urban growth, and the quality of life all over the world. Luke 92. Note, if you are referencing the introduction, preface, foreword, or afterword of a book, use the description as the title, but do not include italics or underlining. Similar to editors, translators, and compilers should also be included in the citation. The appropriate designations for translators and compilers are trans and comp. Now, journal articles in text citation same as discussed. Reference list, basic format, author's last name, first name, article title, journal title, volume number, issue number, that is year, page number, medium, example, work cited, Albert Marina, Measuring Urban Sustainability, Environment, Impact Assessment Review 16, 1996, page number, and then print. And similarly, you can write further like Kjeld Roger, globalization makes a state, similar way. So note, as in the Alberti example, if a journal has just a volume or just an issue number, simply leave out the other. As in the Dowding and Kale example, if the journal has volume and an issue number, place a period after a volume number followed by issue number. Magazine articles. Now, in text citation, same as for books and journal. Reference list, basic format. Author's last name, first name, title, magazine name, day, month, year, page number, example. Work cited, medium, dubious venture, time 3 January 1994, 6465 print. Fallows, James, The Early Decision Racket, Atlantic Monthly, September 2001, 3752 print. Note, magazines published weekly and bi-weekly should include the day. For monthly or bi-monthly magazines, only the month is included. Do not include the issue volume and number if it is provided. Newspaper article. Now, in text citation, include the name of the newspaper and publication date in your citation. Despite concerted efforts to encourage young people in vote, over a third of primary voters in this year's elections have been people over 60. San Francisco Chronicles, 25th April 2008. Reference list, basic format. Author's last name, first name, article's title, name of newspaper, day, month, year, edition, page, medium. Now, example, work cited, Sack Kevin, and under inverted comma you write the title, the New York Times, 28 March, date, late edition, and then print. So, note, if the article spans more than one page, but the pages of the article are not printed consecutively, list the first page and plus sign. Means if the other pages are not mentioned, the first page and then plus sign. Web sources. Not all information available on the internet should be considered a valid source for academic research. Use common sense in deciding what internet sites to include in your research. For example, Wikipedia .org is generally not considered an appropriate source of information for an academic paper. If you are unsure if a site is appropriate, check with your mentor or professor. Basic rule, begin your works cited page on a separate page at the end of your research paper. It should have the same 1-inch margin and last name, page number, number header as the rest of your paper. Label the page Works Cited. Do not italicize the word works cited or put them in quotation marks, and center the words works cited at the top of the page. Only the title should be centered. The citation entries themselves should be aligned with the left margin. Double space all citations, but do not skip spaces between entries. Indent the second and subsequent lines or citations by 0.5 inches to create a hanging indent. List page number of sources efficiently when needed. If you refer to a journal article that appeared on page 225 throughout 250, list the page number on your works cited page as pp 225-50. Note, MLA style dictates that you should omit the first set of repeated digits. In our example, the digit in the hundred place is repeated between 225 and 250, so you omit the 2 from 250 in the citation pp 225-50. I mean, this is the style you can write. If the excerpt spans multiple pages, use PP. Note that MLA style uses a hyphen in a span of pages. If only one page of a print source is used, mark it with the abbreviation P before the page number, that is P 157. If a span of pages is used, mark it with abbreviation PP before the page number. If you are citing an article or a publication that was originally issued in print form but that you retrieved from an online database, you should type the online database name in italics. You do not need to provide subscription information in addition to the database name. Additional basic rules new to MLA 2021. Apps and databases should be cited only when they are containers of the particular works you are citing, such as when they are the platforms of publication of the works in their entirety and not an intermediary that redirects your access to a source published somewhere else, such as another platform. For example, the philosophy books app should be cited as a container when you use one of its many works, since the app contains them in their entirety. However, a PDF article saved to the Dropbox app is published somewhere else, and so the app should not be cited as a container. If it is important that your reader know an author person's pseudonym, a stage name, or various other names, then you should generally cite the better known form of author's person's name. For example, since the author of Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, better known by his pseudonym, cite Lewis Carroll opposed to Charles Dodgson real name. For annotated bibliographies, annotation should be appended at the end of the source entry with 1-inch indentation from where the entry begins. Annotations may be written as concise phrase or complete sentences, generally not exceeding one paragraph in length. Now, what about annotated bibliographies? There are some cases in which professor or journal might request an annotated bibliography. An annotated bibliography is basically a reference page that include your comments and insights on each source. An annotated bibliography can be document all on its own or part of a bigger document. That means creating an annotated bibliography by itself could be an assignment, or you may have to include one as part of your research paper, journal submission, or other project. If you do need to add an APA annotated bibliography, it goes after the reference page on its own page inside the appendices. The core elements of MLA citation, that is the 9th edition. The MLA Handbook 9th edition identifies 9 core elements, 105, that could appear in a works cited entry. Not every source will have all 9 core elements. The author refers to the person or entry who produced or created the work. So, an editor, translator, producer, director or performer can go here as well. Title of source. The source can be a book, essay, story, poem, article, television series, episode, website, etc. Title of container. When the source is part of a large whole, the larger whole is the container. Version indicates the source has been published in different forms. For example, an edition is a version. A director's cut of a movie would be considered a version. Numbers, some sources are part of number sequence. A number would include a book volume number, a periodical's volume and issue number, a comic book number, or the season and episode numbers of a television series. Publisher are the organization that are responsible for producing or making sources available. Book publishers, film and television production companies. The many different kinds of organization that have website, etc. Publication date, cite the date that is most relevant to your source if more than one date is given. Write the full date as the source gives it. If the day and month is given, that is what you should use. A location can be page number or page range, a URL or web address, permalink or DOI, a disk number from a DVD for a DVD set, the name of the city where a work of art can be found, an archive number or the venue and city of a performance or another live presentation. There are also several optional elements on top core of 9. Date of original publication, city of publication, other facts about the source. This could be transcript, lecture, address, total number of volumes in a multi-volume publication, title of book series or information about original publication. Date of access, this can be helpful for online works. The works cited page is a part of research paper written in the Modern Language Association. Format where all sources used by the author are listed. While writing research papers, authors may consult several sources and use their data or paraphrase part of the original text. It is essential to give due credit to the used sources and cite them appropriately to avoid plagiarism. This list of sources offers an essay reference for readers who may want to refer to the original source for their own research. A well-formatted and accurate works cited page can provide reader with a specific details to help them access that source. For example, for a journal article, in addition to basic details like author's name, title, journal, MLA works cited page also provide the volume and issue number, page number, publisher. A works cited page gives credibility to the research paper, providing that the information published is accurate and backed by evidence. So why do you cite? This is the reason we cite, to authenticate. Writers and inventors can be recognized and rewarded for their work. If others can claim credit for your prose and ideas, you are likely to be less inclined to create and share. Academia, in particular, depends on sharing ideas through writing. So, validation and credibility. Publishing research in reputable journal enhances its credibility and validity. The rigorous peer review process and the reputation of the journal provide an assurance that the research has been evaluated and deemed scientifically sound by experts in the field. Researchers often prioritize publishing in well-established journals to gain recognition and credibility within their respective discipline. Get comfortable with citing responsibly in your departments or programs. Preferred or required citation style like APA, Chicago author date, Chicago notes and bibliography, like IEEE, learn citation management software such as Zotero to help You keep track of sources and more easily and citation to your work. Make your work more sophisticated with source blending, paraphrasing, quoting, and summarizing. Determine if your material is copyrighted and how to apply fair use by borrowing images, tables, and figures fairly. Learn how to paraphrase and quote bulleted and numbered lists and cited quotations in IEEE. Recycle or reuse your own previously published work properly using self-plagiarism handout. With this, I conclude this discussion of bibliography and work cited. Let us meet in another topic with another point of view. Till then, thank you.